It has been a frustrating start to the season for the Toronto Blue Jays, and the exclamation mark has been put on that over the last couple of days against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I know it's early, and it doesn't change how the rest of the season could go or anything like that. Doesn't mean we're not frustrated. Let's talk about a really difficult last little bit here for the Toronto Blue Jays. So, hasn't been great to start the year for the Blue Jays. And for the first time in a very long time, this is a team that has some pretty high expectations on it. And they aren't coming close to meeting them. And it's been very frustrating. And this is where I get a little bit frustrated with how some of the sports talk discourse can go at certain times. And one of the things I tried to avoid when starting this show, the whole smart sports talk for smart sports fans, which is the first tagline of this show, I feel like because sports talk has been kind of reduced in certain areas, obviously this is a wild generalization, but because sports talk has kind of been reduced to a hot take sort of a thing, right? Like where everyone is just, okay, well, I feel like Michael Jordan's the best player in NBA history. Thus, I think LeBron James can barely function as a human being on a basketball court, right? Like that's even more reductive than it actually is, but you get my point, right? Like it has to be all or nothing. I feel like as sports fans, some of us, a lot of us, can hold two thoughts in our head at one time. Does this start to the season mean that the Blue Jays can't win in October? No. I'm going to presume they're going to win another game this season. In fact, I think they're going to win several. I still think this can be a playoff team. I still think this can be a team that gets another one. Where is it? This patch here on a Blue Jays hat, for those listening, a World Series patch on a hat again. I think they could win the damn thing this season. None of that changes when I say I'm a little pissed off at how this season has begun. And I think we're allowed to, right? Like this whole, oh, it's early. Oh, well, it's the early part of the season. Well, if it was the NFL, it'd be week 1. All of those are very valid. And I am not saying that I'm frustrated and thus I think this team's dog shit and can't win another game and they should fire everyone and trade everyone. I'm not saying that. Again, I think this team can be a contender, which is why it's so gosh darn infuriating how they're playing right now. So, yes, I understand that it is early, but yes, I'm pissed at how that team is playing right now. It is lifeless. They look defeated at 2-0. And I get it's Yamamoto and there's some trauma there. But have any sort of life in this team. They are doing none of the stuff that made them successful a few months ago in the World Series. The whole comeback kids thing, they're down 1-0, 2-0, and looks like it's done. Not great, Bob. So let's get whatever thing you got to do to get the power of friendship back up and running. Maybe it is John Schneider going off and just ripping that umpire a new one in the game on Tuesday. Maybe that's it. But whatever you got to do to get the vibes back up in that place, it has to be done because they look beat before the game even starts. And then you get into the game. Starting pitching, the ones who can stay healthy, which is 2 of them right now. But those, like Gausman, elite. If the Cy Young was handed out on April 7th, he'd get my vote. Dylan Cease right there as well. They've had some guys who have been able to step up in those ways, and the injuries have been a big part of this. So it's tough to really grade the pitching right now when you're on option 13 and the season's barely 10 games old. But the offense is concerning because, like, yes, Alejandro Kirk is hurt, but all the guys who are there, that's it, right? Like, there's reinforcements coming in the pitching staff. Unless you think Anthony Santander is going to come in at the All-Star break and all of a sudden keep up a 44 home run pace, I got an island to sell you Like I don't, that's probably a bad reference right now. I got a bridge to sell you. But like the offensive approach and the guys who are there are the guys who are going to be there. And I hate the approach right now. The stuff that they were doing last year to get them into the World Series and all of that, the not striking out, the working the counts, the putting balls in play and making things happen on the bases. They're still kind of putting the ball in play, but they are like third last in the league in hard hit rate right now in Major League Baseball. So they're putting the ball in play, but it's really easy to catch it. And they're not working counts. You look at some of the swings and some of the at-bats that this team is having, and then go back and watch them in the playoffs a year ago. It is night and day. And yeah, like Ernie Klein has always been a free swinger, and it's kind of going well for him this season. He worked his first walk of the year on Tuesday, but even then there are some times where it's like, man, like you can let one go every now and then. Vladdy, in a big situation, first and second, chance to tie the game up, he swings at a first pitch breaking ball low and away and hits a chopper that ends up getting an out, I believe it was. There is absolutely no situational awareness with this team on the offensive side right now. The approach is dreadful, and you saw the problem with it in the second game there against the Dodgers, with the bases loaded, nobody out, and they aren't able to cash because they have zero pop in this lineup, and so you have to string 4, 5, 6, 7 hits together. And against Yamamoto, that's kind of hard to do. And against that Dodgers bullpen, it's kind of hard to do. So they are missing a big bat. And they were hoping Barger could be it. And again, the premise of this whole thing, just because he isn't right now, doesn't mean that he won't be. And he's hurt, and maybe 10 days on the IL is going to be what fixes him, and he's going to come back, and he's going to hit the bejesus out of some baseballs, and everyone's going to be fine with it. But for now, it's been awful. And I love seeing Okamoto go the other way with that fastball, but he's not the big power bat that's going to come in and help this out. Clement's not. Varsho, could be, but he's back to a couple of years ago on the offensive side. They don't have that big banger in the middle of this lineup that can just get you a couple of easy runs, which this team needs right now. So, again, I think they're going to be fine. But this hitting thing is something that feels like it's a little bit more sticky than some of the other issues that are around for them right now. But again, Gausman was fantastic in this game. It's nice to see Springer hit a ball hard that finds its way down. But this has been really, really frustrating from a Blue Jays fan perspective so far. We'll see if they can turn it around on Wednesday when they take on Shohei Ohtani and try to avoid the sweep against the LA Dodgers, as Toronto has now lost 4 in a row at home against the Dodgers, dating back to last November. So that's where I'm at on the Toronto Blue Jays at this particular time. But hey, I'm sure there's some disagreement. So let me know in the comments where you're at with this Blue Jays team right now. And is it okay if I'm a little pissed off about how they're playing at this particular time? Because I think, again, I think we can all be adults here and agree that just because we're mad now doesn't mean that the rest of the season is going to be ass. It just means I'm mad right now. That's it. I think they're going to be fine, but they're not fine right now, and I'm upset about it. That's where I am at with the Toronto Blue Jays. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the fun action here on Couch Potato Diary.